Damn phone just recorded the video, start recording it by itself. It's kind of crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. No sarcasm, like it really just did that. But what's up, y'all? I was about to record a video, but it just started recording by itself. But the video I was gonna talk about today, the topic of this video is gonna be how to deal with imposter syndrome, or how I deal with imposter syndrome, or how I've dealt with imposter syndrome. But yeah, so the main thing for me was I feel like living in alignment with my purpose. So there's your ego self, and then there's your higher self. So these two voices that you have aren't the same. They're not like equally as loud. You know what I'm saying? It depends on which voice you listen to the most often. If you listen to the ego most often, that voice is going to grow stronger. And your spirit voice, your higher self voice, is going to be not necessarily quieter, but it could be quieter. But the other one is just going to be so loud to where, it's not going to matter anyway. Not that it don't matter, but because you'll still be able to hear it. It'll be faint in the background, So when you choose that ego self over your higher self, that's when you become unaligned, I feel like. And these are all my opinions and my thoughts. I'm no fucking... I am. But at the end of the day, it creates a separation. Because your higher self knows what you're here for. It knows what you're supposed to be doing. And your ego self has free will. Your ego self has free will. So your spirit self is like, lives within your ego self. But your ego self can choose to listen to spirit or not. You see what I'm saying? Like, you operate in this physical body. You operate in this flesh, in this ego, with our names and these bodies and our job titles and all these type of things. But our spirit is still within this. Our spirit still resonates through all the things that we do, whether the type of job that we choose, or the type of friends that we have, or the type of places that we want to live, or things like that. But your spirit always is going to live through. So when you don't listen to your spirit and you listen to your ego, that's when you feel that imposter syndrome. Especially like when you not when you try to, but like when you want people to see you as your spirit self, but then you act as your ego self. You know what I'm saying? Like, you view yourself this way, but then you act this way. So people view you like this, you view yourself like this, you want other people to view you like this, but you keep acting like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that you're not this or that you're not this, but you're both. And you got to be both. You know what I'm saying? You have to balance it. It can't be just spirit, just ego. It has to be both. There's no separation. So when you're using your ego in conjunction with your spirit to do things that your spirit wants, you will not feel this way. You will not feel the imposter syndrome, because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, no matter if your body or flesh or ego wants to do it or not. You may not want to work out, but you're going to work out anyway, because that's what your spirit wants, rather than it's like you promote yourself like you working out, but then, if it's a push-up contest, you're cooked, because behind scenes, you're not really working out. You may be strong, but behind scenes, you're not really working out. You're cooked. So that's how the imposter syndrome would be in there, because people see you one type of way, but you see yourself a different type of way. Instead of just being how you see yourself. Y'all see what I'm trying to say. You just gotta be balanced. You can't overdo the ego. And I mean, I can't really say you can't overdo the spirit, because your spirit is always gonna keep you aligned. So, but you do need the ego as well. It's not like the ego doesn't matter. And that's not the point I'm trying to get across. The point is that Your ego has to be working with your spirit. If your ego is not working with your spirit, you will feel unaligned. You will feel that imposter syndrome, especially if you want people to see you for who you truly are in your spirit. And you fall into the ego-y things behind closed doors, or not as often as people may see you fall into the ego more than following the spirit. And when you in your mind think that these people look at you like you're following your spirit, but you know that you're following your ego, that's that separation. So just balance your ego with your spirit, and that's honestly the best way I found to deal with imposter syndrome. Just especially in rap. Like when I first started rapping, like I was capping my ass off. I was a cap star. I was a cap star. Day one. For like years I was a cap star. I'm not even gonna lie, I was a cap star. Excuse me. But it is what it is. Like, you just align yourself. Like, the past doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the present moment. Like, you don't even need to worry about that. Like, if you were a cap star, just don't be a cap star now. And now you're good. You know what I'm saying? You won't feel that way. Or you might, because you gotta get used to not being a cap star, but you're not a cap star. Like, you don't need to identify as a past cap star. You know what I'm saying? But you still might have cap star tendencies, like you breaking out of habits and cycles, and you know what I'm saying? So give yourself grace. But no, you're not that. You don't need to identify with whatever that is. It's not necessarily got to be you a capper. But I'm just saying, as far as like, that's like a little easy example, like rapping. Like, I'm talking about this and I'm talking about this, and I'm not doing none of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a teen that's playing the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm a teen gamer. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, align your ego with your spirit, and just authentically be yourself and love that version of yourself. Like, you may want to replace spirit with ego sometimes because you may be embarrassed of spirit. Your spirit may like something that other people's ego might not like, so you choose ego over spirit to protect yourself as a defense mechanism. But when you truly you being your authentic self, and you align your physical, your 3D, your ego with your higher self, your spirit, no imposter syndrome, because you're living in your truth. You can't feel like an imposter living in your truth. Like, you're only going to feel like an imposter when you're not living in your truth fully. When you're fully living in your truth, fully, because you can live in your truth. You know, if you fully living in your truth, you could be living in your truth. You a real nigga. You keep it real with people. But you know if you fully living in your truth or not. You know when you may not want to have someone see you doing this, or see you listen to that song, or you don't want to do this around that person, or talk about this around that person. That's not you truly being your authentic self. That's you playing a character. So when you align those two things, align that ego with that spirit, authentically loving yourself, imposter syndrome gone. My intention for this video is to find people that have a higher purpose. My intention for this video is to find people that have a purpose to become their higher selves, to become anything they imagine, anything they want to be. That is my intention for this video. I love each and every single one of y'all watching this video. Whether y'all left a like, a comment, just watched it, watch 1 second, watch the whole thing. I love you all. Thank you so much. That's it.
Wait, he thought he could fuck with me, but he could never. Genius gon' always make crank pull lever. He think that he better, so song for song, let's settle. Bar for bar, I need medals, I put in that work. Elbow grease on a beat, almost fail. If you need some heaters, so we in my cell. Yeah, I'ma get to the top, leave a trail. Yeah, I'ma open the door, kickstand. Stepping on campus, I'm big man. Put up to the show, leave with new fans.